Hello there, welcome everybody. It's Diorama Don here. And as you can see, we have a World War I trench. I have made a couple of models of trenches in the past. The first one was just of a long straight line, but I knew most trenches were in a zigzag formation, that kind of formation. So I've always wanted to come back and try to make or work out how to make a zigzag trench with the sloping sides. Not as easy as I first thought, but we worked it out in the end, and I'll show you in the video how I went about to making it. So before we get into that, please subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell, and you'll be informed when similar videos come up. So let's get on with the video, and I'll show you how I went about making it. So I'll start with a piece of 2mm card, 14 inches, which is 36 centimeters by 10 inches or 26 centimeters or thereabouts. And this is the shape of the trench that I want. So I want it on both sides, unlike the last one that I did where I just did one side of the trench. I want this to be on both sides, but in a zigzag form, which is the form that they were. So that's the basic shape then that I want in single dimension. So I need to make the sides of the trench. So parallelograms, same to you. That's basically the shape of the cards that you will need. First of all, decide how high you want the trench. So there's going to be a step about a ½ inch high along there, 12mm. So a 1/35 scale soldier would then be about that height. So I've made the height 2 3/4 inches tall, which is, I've no idea, 2 3/4, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 centimeters, something like that. So resting a piece of card on the line, decide what angle you want the trench to be at. I made the angle far too shallow on the last model that I made, so it only needs to be just slightly leaning over, kind of thing, like that. So with the point of the card on there, and then making a mark where the tip of the zigzag is there, then make a 90-degree line from there, and then measure however much you want the trench to lean at. Okay, so in my case I've made it 3/8 of an inch. So 3/8 of an inch from that perpendicular line, and then make that angle there, and this is the same angle, so that when that fits on there and that fits on there, and you bring it up, is that right? Yeah, like so, then that will give you the very sharp angle of the trench. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, like that. That's the angle then, like that. So depending on what this distance is here will depend on how shallow or not the trench is. So I've made it only 3/8 of an inch, so that only makes just the slightest of angles of the trench. So from there then, from there to there, again draw a line there and a perpendicular line up there, and this time the 3/8 will go that way. So that's why all the shapes are parallelograms. Okay, so that will go there, and then where are we? That's it. and that will go there. So again, that's going to be at an angle there. So I've done all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of card there, and there'll be 5 pieces of card here. So I'll run a bead of glue along the bottom and along the sides there, and make the shape then of the trench that I need. So I'll go ahead and do that, and come back and we'll see what we do next, because I've no idea. So I glued my trench sides in, got all the shape there of the trench itself, the zigzag trench. I thought maybe I'd have to brace them at the back, but the fact that they're glued along the bottom and then at the joint there, they're quite solid. There's no need for them to be braced, and especially when I put the border around like so, then I've now got the basis for the trench itself. So I put these braces in the bottom, and this will be the step. I shall cut these popsicle sticks, cut them down, and that will make the step all the way around this side, not on this side. So I'll do that, and then I've got these to sit on the top. These will be the top of the trench like that. These were difficult to mark out. The only way I could do it is I had an oblong of cardboard, and then I had to go underneath to mark out the shape of the zigzag. But I can only do it with a little tiny pencil about an inch long. So I had, because I couldn't sort of get under there with a long pencil to mark underneath. But I did it eventually, but it was just a little bit awkward, that's all. So there we've got the shape then, or the basis of the rest of the trench. So then I can put the duck boards on the bottom. There will be corrugated sheets and sandbags and mud and these things along the side as well. So there's a lot of stuff to do now, but this is the basis of the shape done. I watched the first 5 minutes or first 10 minutes of the movie 1917, and that gives you an absolutely first class idea of what trench was like, what the trenches were like. So given the information I got from that film, then I can transfer onto here. I've marked out a couple of what do you call them? Oh, I forgot what holes in the ground made by bombs. What do you call them? I can't remember. So I'll cut those out and put more polystyrene underneath, and shell holes. Yeah, shell. Yeah, can't. The word won't come to me, but you'll see when I've done them. So I'll do those first. Put the shell holes there, and then fix this on, and then I can start doing something else. So we'll see what happens next. Just a quick update then. I put my step all the way along the zigzags there, if you can see that. Just those lollipop sticks. And then for the crater, that's the word I was looking for, bomb craters, I put some 1/2-inch polystyrene under a hole I cut into the cardboard, and then a piece of cardboard under that, and then scraped away with a sharp stick, and then put more, well, as you can see, you can't, that kind of effect all the way around the edge, and then again just gnarl away at the polystyrene to leave this bomb crater like that. So I'll do this other one, and then I'll do the tops, and then come back to the trench itself. So I'll use slightly watered down wall filler to create the terrain on either side. I can shape it to any shape I like, and that will dry perfectly well. So I'll do that, come back, and we'll do a little bit more. Okay, so this is where we're at now. I put my wall filler, made the terrain all around the bomb craters, and then filled the craters in as well. So you can see now that they look like bomb craters a little bit more, and on this side as well. I put all my sandbags in, a lot of sandbags. Took ages to do, but I'll just go over once more how I make my sandbags. So a piece of polystyrene, 1 inch long, about 25 millimeters by half an inch, 12 millimeters by about 3/8 or 8 millimeters, something like that. And then with a sharp knife, if I can do this, just take off the sides like that on both ends. So you've got that shape, easy enough. And then with a bit of sandpaper, just round off those sharp edges. Like so, and that's a reasonable enough sandbag. Okay, so it only really matters what the top sandbag is like, because they're the only ones you see. All the others are stacked up below. So and obviously you can't paint polystyrene, or you can, but it wouldn't be a very good finish. So again, I've given these a coat of wall filler also. So the whole thing now is encased in wall filler. So now I can start to paint, or well, paint is not quite the right word. I shall use a mixture of grey and black tile grout. That will give me, I don't want it completely black, so with the grey and the black together it won't be quite as dark as that, but then I'll give it a coating all around this area and here, and that will give me my ground colour, if you like. I shall use paint for the sandbags, which will be yellow paint with a little bit of black added to it, I think. I'm not quite sure yet. See what that looks like. And then on this side, there will be some corrugated sheeting, and others where the pieces of wood are supporting the mud of the side of the trench. Okay, so I'll go away and do a bit more. Oh, I'll put my duck boards in on the bottom there as well. Again, just pieces of lollipop stick. So I'll do a bit more and come back, see how we get on. So now we're getting somewhere. I gave all the two side areas a coat of grey grout mixed with black grout mixed with PVA glue. Gave that a coat up and down. Then I put some ground pieces of grey grout. What I would normally dry out as bricks, I crushed up into like a powder and put that on, and well, that's how it ends up. So all it is grout, that's all, nothing more. Painted the sandbags, not wholly sure about the colour yet, but I think that'll be okay. Now I've started putting the I don't know what you'd call them. These the supports holding the earth back. I don't know what you'd call them. Just lollipop sticks again, and cut up. So I'll put those on in that section and that section. I think these other sections will be corrugated iron. I don't know if you can get this corrugated card easily. They seem to do lots of different colours of it at my local stationers. So this is what you want, very, very fine corrugated card. Obviously they're not going to be yellow, so I shall paint them silver, which is the colour they would have started out at, and then add other red oxide to make them look rusty, and black, and all kinds of other different colours, just to weather them down a bit. So they will go in that section and that section and there. So I'll go ahead and finish off these trusses. Would they be called trusses? I don't know. Anyway, I'll put these bits of wood and the corrugated iron in the different sections and finish the whole thing off, and I'll be back in just a moment to see what the finished thing looks like. Okay, finished the project off now. I added a little more rubble around the bomb craters. There's a couple of craters there. Big thick twig from the garden to show a bombed out tree that there normally was. The orange sheet of corrugated card that I showed you, I cut down to size, painted silver, and then made them rust looking. So they're holding up the trench in those two sections there, and also there and there. We've got the sandbags that side, and then this side the wooden trusses holding up the or keeping back the soil from the trench there. Okay, so there we are. Couple of model soldiers in there, and yes, I know they're World War II uniforms, but it could easily be a World War II scene. They had trenches in 1 and 2, and also in Ukraine today. So it seems trench warfare is with us here to stay. So whatever war you're thinking of, make a trench. Just give you a bird's eye view down there. Okay, so there we are. That's my different impression of a trench, with it being zigzag shaped like that. I didn't want it to be just a straight line like I did before, so it's a little difficult to work out, but I think we got there in the end. In fact, a subscriber has asked me the dimensions because he needs to have to make a World War I trench model for a school project, which I think is an excellent idea. So if you can glean any kind of information at all from how I made this, then all well and good. So anyway, I'll leave it with you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel, click the thumbs up, click the notification bell, and you'll be informed when similar videos come up. I've initiated the super thanks button, but that's entirely up to you. So again, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, I wish you, as always, the very best of happy modelling.